Good evening, Stevens Point. I'm Mckenna Rentmeester.
And I'm Strouf.
This week on SPTV News, we talk about the UWSP Men's Basketball Team's probation, the reaction to the Super Bowl halftime show, and President Trump's State of the Union address.
All this and more when we return.
The NCAA announced on Tuesday afternoon that the completion on the UWSP Men's Basketball Team investigation. The program will be on probation until 2023. The consensus was that the team was practicing out of season.
Retribution moving forward does not affect current or future student athletes in the sense that we can play a full slate of games. We have no issues. We have no postseason ban. We'll continue to recruit student athletes and try to put a top level program together that we've always had.
The investigation took a total of 2.5 years starting in 2016. It was based on the actions of head coach Bob Semling relating to unapproved activities outside of practice.
Tomah is the latest school banning the Confederate flag along with 7 other schools that are a part of the Mississippi Valley Conference. The Tomah School Board voted unanimously during last week's meeting on whether or not to allow the Confederate flag to be on school property. A student who attended the meeting where the decision was made argued that banning the flag would restrict free speech. Others disagree that the flag represents negative messages and should not be in a place of learning. The decision to ban the flag is an attempt to make Tomah School District a more inclusive and positive environment.
The Stevens Point Planning Commission met to discuss possible building developments in Stevens Point, one of these being an 11,000 square foot strip mall, which is planned to hold 5 businesses inside. The possible building locations are along Windy Drive and US 10, near the Mexican restaurant El Mezcal. The Planning Commission is also considering adding a crosswalk on Windy Drive and 6 bike stalls on the property. The final decision will be discussed on Monday, February 18th at the Stevens Point City Council meeting.
On Tuesday, January 29th, the University of Stevens Point canceled class for the first time in over 15 years. In an email through campus announcement, administration announced that class would be canceled from 5 p.m. Tuesday, January 29th until 12 p.m. Thursday, January 31st. The campus closed due to weather conditions. On Wednesday, January 30th, wind chills were recorded at -50. Normal campus activities resumed after 12 o'clock on Thursday. Multiple Midwest universities were closed for the same time as UW Stevens Point, and even more schools who were hit with the freezing temperatures were closed for multiple days that week.
DeBow Dining Center has been under renovation since May 21st, 2018, and is now being pushed back until late August 2019. Due to the continuous construction, the primary dining center will be the Dreyfus University Center. The university will be extending the hours of the food court to accommodate for availability. The food court hours for the 2019 fall semester will be Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. and weekends from 9:30 a.m. to 1 p.m., 4:30 p.m. to 7 p.m. This has been the second time the opening has been delayed.
CASE wants you to make a difference in your community by spending time with senior citizens and brightening their days. Be a volunteer and visit North Haven Assisted Living Home to spend time with the residents one Sunday a month. SPTV's Wengrzyn Lee has more.
Volunteer activities organized by CASE office. It's a good opportunity to expand. The volunteer activities are open to UWSP students. I sat down to talk with Kara Johnson about these activities.
So right now our first volunteer opportunity is with the farm shed for local food fair. And we have a couple of volunteers being sent over there tomorrow actually to help out with their food fair at Century World.
The purpose of these activities is a response to social responsibility and social recognition.
So, as stated before, it's an opportunity for students in the community to connect more. Sometimes we can get really honed in our schoolwork, but volunteering is an opportunity to help out others and provide aid that might be needed.
Kara introduced one of the volunteer opportunities that hang out with seniors.
One of our events is Sundays with Seniors. Our upcoming one is February 17th, and that's from 1:30 till 3:30, where you go to North Haven and North Ridge area to hang out with seniors and kind of enjoy their company. And
Case office encourages students can join in the future volunteer activities with them.
And then I have two 1-month events. Right now in February, we're having empty bowls where volunteers come in to paint donated bowls, and then those bowls get auctioned off to other facilities to be given to people that need them or that are in hunger.
For SPTV News, this is Wengrzyn.
For more information, contact the case office.
That's all the news stories we have for you today.
We'll be right back with my boy Michael in sports after the break.
Tobacco use is the largest preventable cause of death
and disease in the United States.
Cigarette smoke kills more than
480,000 Americans.
Each year.
41,000 of these deaths
are from exposure
to secondhand smoke.
Smoking harms nearly
every organ in the body.
Every day,
more than
3,800 kids
under the age of 18
smoke their first cigarette.
More than 16 million Americans
live with a smoking-related disease.
On average,
smokers die 10 years younger
than non-smokers.
Smoking causes
cancer,
heart disease,
strokes,
lung diseases,
diabetes,
and chronic bronchitis.
UW-Stevens Point is home.
It's a university where professors know your name and get you involved in research.
They inspire us to realize big dreams.
At UW-Stevens Point, sustainability is what we stand for.
Our beautiful campus encourages exploration, developing new fields, and problem solving for the real world.
It's a great place to launch your career.
UW-Stevens Point is home.
Apply today at uwsp.edu.
Welcome back. For the 11th week in a row, the UWSP men's hockey team holds the #1 rank in the country for D3 hockey after winning both their games this past weekend. On Friday night, the Pointers traveled to Menominee to face UW Stout. After a scoreless first period, the Pointers got on the board under 9 minutes into the second with a goal from senior forward BJ Duffin. 7 minutes later, Tanner Carty made it 2-0 Pointers going into intermission. Carty would score later again in the third period to increase the lead to 3-0. But the Blue Devils scored a goal with 6 minutes left in the period. The late score was not enough for Stout as the Pointers held on to win 3-1. Freshman goaltender Eli Billing made 24 saves to get the win. The Pointers were back at home the following night hosting UW Superior. The Pointers took control of the game from the start and never looked back, scoring in all 3 periods. Stephen Quagliata, Zach, Austin Kelly, and Tanner Carty all lit up the net as the Pointers cruised to a 4-1 win over the Yellow Jackets. Sophomore Connor Rickman picked up his 19th win of the season, recording 19 saves. The Pointers remain undefeated on the season with 21 wins and 2 ties. The Pointers close out the regular season this weekend hosting UW Stout Friday night for senior night and then heading out to UW Eau Claire to face the 3rd-ranked Blue Gulls in the season finale on Saturday. The Pointers women's hockey team lost 9-1 to UW Eau Claire Saturday. The Blue Gulls came out firing against the Pointers by scoring 5 first-period goals, which put the Pointers in a deep hole early. The Blue Gulls extended their lead to 8 goals by scoring 3 more in the second period. The lone Pointers goal came from freshman Mary Kramer at the 6:40 mark in the third period, which cut the Blue Gulls' lead down to 7 goals. The Blue Gulls scored 1 more goal in the third period to secure the 9-1 victory over the Pointers. Goaltenders Cindy Connolly and Olivia Schultz combined to make 21 saves in the loss. The Pointers fall to 8-13-2 on the season. They will be back in action next Tuesday when they take on Concordia University on the road. The Pointers men's basketball team defeated UW Whitewater 65-47 last night to get their 15th win of the season. The Pointers trailed early but responded back with a 16-0 run to take a commanding lead midway through the first half. The Pointers continued their dominance and led by 16 at halftime. The Pointers had complete control of the game after halftime and had a 23-point lead just before halfway through the second half. The Pointers held on for the dominant 65-47 win. Senior Drew Fredrickson led the Pointers in scoring with 15 points. The Pointers improved to 15-6 on the season. They now head on the road Saturday to take on UW Oshkosh. The Pointers women's basketball team lost a tough game against UW Whitewater last night, losing 70-58. Both teams played well in the first quarter, but the Warhawks had the lead after the first quarter, 18-16. The Pointers pulled to a 24-21 lead early in the second quarter, but the Warhawks battled back and pulled away late to take an 8-point lead into halftime. After halftime, the Warhawks controlled the Pointers and had at least an 8-point lead throughout the rest of the game to secure the victory over the Pointers. Sophomore Kellen Schmitt led the Pointers in scoring with 12 points. They will be back in action Saturday when they host UW-Oshkosh this afternoon. This afternoon, UWSP Athletics announced that former UWSP alumni Jordan and Mandy Zimmerman are giving $500,000 as a gift to support the Pointers baseball program. The gift will allow UWSP to make major improvements to the baseball field, like replacing the existing scoreboard with a professional-style scoreboard. In recognition of the Zimmerman's gift, UWSP will rename University Field Zimmerman Field. The renovations to Zimmerman Field are expected to be completed by this fall. That's all the sports stories we have for you today. We will be back with Rachael Ellis with the entertainment after the break. I'm Michael Wengrzyn with SPTV Sports.
The Media Studies is a program for people who love to tell stories, whether that be in written form, visual, or audio.
Media Studies is exciting because it's always fresh, it's always new.
Media is at the center of everything we do. More and more people are asked to engage with media and use media. Our program really provides students with skills and techniques to be better prepared for that in the future.
We offer courses in media production, both video and audio, nonfiction and fiction, music production, journalism, film studies.
Media Studies is a great way to get hands-on experience in the field that you're looking to do. They teach you the basic concept behind everything, and then they tell you to go do it.
We really pride ourselves on thinking of a wide set of opportunities that we can give our students.
The student organizations are a great asset. We have SPTV, the student television organization, 90 FM, the radio, and The Pointer, our student-run newspaper.
It's a great way for students to get involved, learn skills that they need for class, and meet new people.
Some great facilities where our students can hone their skills.
There's a giant studio in the center of the comm building. I've had quite a few classes in there.
A lot of our classes are very hands-on, they're very interpersonal.
You're getting the skills that will allow you to create your future, and I think that's what makes it a truly amazing experience for students.
There's an incredible range of options for graduates. We've had students go out and become independent contractors, work for radio stations, newspapers, with TV stations.
Everyone is different and they have their own unique style. In all the classes and all the student organizations you get involved in, you have a lot of flexibility to really create your own work and do it in a way that means something to you.
We're excited to see what students are making and what they want to make and how we can help students get from where they are to where they want to be.
I'm in a video production class that's teaching me how to film documentaries. I'm also in a screenwriting class and I get to learn how to write movies. So I'm doing all these different cool things and I love it every day.
Do you litter?
Of course not. Why would I?
I don't know. That's a great question. Why would someone litter?
They're lazy and inconsiderate of the environment.
Don't be lazy and inconsiderate of the environment, folks. You heard it here from Wyatt.
Woo!
Yes! What do you think about littering?
Bad.
Bad. It's terrible, right?
Mm-hmm. Pretty much.
Yeah. What would you say to someone who litters?
Please do not litter. Throw it in the trash can.
This is a wise person I am talking to right now. She knows all.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And so I believe that we should all do our part and keep our environment clean because we've only got one Earth and we're not going to do any good to it by repeatedly destroying it. So.
Yes. Do you litter? No. Why's that? Because I want to save our planet and because I live here. And who doesn't want to save that? It is the opposite of beautiful. It is an ugly thing to litter.
That's true, it is.
It's true. So if someone was in front of you and they littered, what would you do?
Well, I'd probably pick it up, to be honest. I probably wouldn't confront them. I'm not very confrontational, but I'd definitely pick it up.
But you would do the right thing and you would pick it up.
Oh, for sure.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Because the earth is important.
Oh, 100%.
So don't litter, dudes.
Littering is not cool.
Thank you, Curtis.
Welcome back, Pointers. A large fan outcry was caused by the Super Bowl halftime show this past Sunday, February 3rd. Fans of the show SpongeBob SquarePants had petitioned for the song Sweet Victory to be played at the halftime show in memory of Steven Hillenburg, who passed away this past year. In the days leading up to the event, it was confirmed that the voice actor of Squidward was involved with the show. At the start of the show, the animation from the episode and the opening trumpets from the song were shown, but it was quickly changed to Travis Scott, who performed his song Sicko Mode. Fans quickly took to social media to complain. The rest of the performance was also a source of controversy, as the artists were criticized for performing in the wake of an alleged blacklisting of Colin Kaepernick by the NFL. Travis Scott and pop band Maroon 5 responded to the controversy by donating $500,000 to charity. There has been no official statement from anyone involved with the show. This previous Saturday, entertainers from Mission Improbable came to campus to entertain students with the Night of Hollywood Murder Mystery.
On Saturday, February 2nd, the University of Stevens Point was treated to a night of improvised laughter thanks to Mission Improbable hosting its Hollywood Murder Mystery Show. The stars of this particular show, Thomas Tolles and Robert Rico, told me their thought process when coming up with their characters for the show.
Taking like cop tropes that you know and then making them funny or twisting them. So the line I love to say is that I'm a rookie cop one day away from retirement, stuff like that, where it's like it feels like a serious cop drama, but then we're making fun of it at the same time.
They also explained what they see as their job as full-time performers.
I think we try to make our job is to be like, hey, let's all laugh. It's okay. There's nothing embarrassing about laughing. We're just having fun. When more people laugh together, they're not embarrassed to laugh. In smaller crowds, people are like, oh, if I laugh and they don't laugh, I'm going to embarrass myself.
When I asked them how they became good at their job in comedy, they had this to say.
Like, I started in high school because I was socially awkward. It wasn't even to be funny. It was just to, like, get out of my shell. The more you do it, you build confidence, you relax more. I think, and I think fear is honestly the biggest deterrent. Like, the reason that people make dumb jokes or ruin scenes is just because they're afraid and they panic. And so the more you do it, the less scary it is and the better choices you're able to make on stage.
We've seen people that, I don't want to be mean, but you'd be like, oh, that person's not funny. But in 6 years, they kept doing it, and then you'll see them on Conan or something like that, or being picked up to travel across the country. So I truly believe if you practice as badly as you want it, you can make it happen.
For SPTV, this has been Austin Lepak.
Mission Improbable regularly tours across the country and is always looking for new recruits. The second film in the Fantastic Beasts series is coming to UWSP. In an effort to thwart Gilbert Grindelwald's plan of raising pure-blood wizards to rule over all non-magical beings, Albus Dumbledore enlists his former student, Newt Scamander, who agrees to help, though he's unaware of the dangers that lie ahead. Lines are drawn as love and loyalty are tested, even among the truest friends and family in an increasingly dividing wizarding world. Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald will be playing February 7th at 6:45 p.m. and 9 p.m., and again on Saturday, February 9th at 6:45 p.m. and 9 p.m. The movie is free with a student ID and $5 without. Centertainment sponsors a trivia night in the Brew House. Mckenna Rentmeester took a closer look.
Centertainment Productions is partnering with the Basement Brewhouse to sponsor a trivia night about Stevens Point.
We've been doing trivias for quite a while. We found that kids really respond highly to trivias. So Brewhouse was doing their own separate trivias, and then Centertainment was doing some of their own trivias. So we tried to incorporate them together and work together so that we can make even better trivias. And then we can also provide prizes to students.
The trivia night is taking place at 7:30 p.m. on February 12th in the Brewhouse.
We're doing it every other Tuesday, I believe, right now. So about 2 to 3 a month. All different types of topics from Stevens Point. We did a video game trivia. We did a Disney trivia. All different kinds of stuff.
This event is free and open to the public.
It is open to the community, so some of our events we do charge $5 for community events, but for trivia it is free for everyone. So we do get some community members. Typically some of our events, our trivia is like video game trivia, is more college students, but I expect some families also for Stevens Point trivia because I think it relates to them a little bit better.
By incorporating many different categories, there is something for everyone to enjoy.
I think Stevens Point trivia is going to be a lot of fun. We have different categories, including things like Stevens Point bars, trivia about the bars, trivia about parks around town, the campus, as well as its athletics and academics. All of our trivia events run through the brew house are free to everyone, regardless if you're a student or a non-student. So come on down, you can enjoy it, and it'll be free. So.
This has been Mckenna Rentmeester, SPTV News.
For more information, contact Entertainment or stop by the Case office. And that's all of the entertainment stories we have for you this week. Coming up next is Erica Baker with Pointer Politics. I'm Rachael Ellis with SPTV Entertainment.
Wegrzyn, the 7th largest book printer in North America, is hiring students for the semester. We are 100% employee-owned and located right here in Stevens Point, Wisconsin. All shifts currently hiring, with jobs starting at $10.80 an hour. Hours are flexible. For more information, contact the Wegrzyn HR department.
Quiet on set.
We'll be back in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take Ben.
Live at SPTV, mic check, audio check, news directors adjusting the sound, teleprompter running smoothly. Floor director, alert! Cameras are rolling, bring in the talent. Where's the makeup artist? Anchors ready for the news. Are you ready to join SPTV? That's a wrap. Lights out.
Very welcoming place. Even if you don't know what support you need, just coming down, we can look at individual schedules and talk about all the different options that are available.
I believe that the TLC can definitely help students even for the slightest little bit. The writing lab, especially because you're going to have to write papers for any of the classes, they're able to proofread those and give you feedback on those.
The writing lab has been around since 1973, and it's the second oldest writing lab in the United States, which is kind of cool.
I was surprised by everything that I learned about TLC because I didn't realize there were so many resources for students.
To see more students down here. I mean, it's great that we have 35% of the student population utilizing us, but that means that we have 65% that didn't utilize us, and I know we have support services that could benefit just about everybody.
It means to me that I'm able to add another link between the TLC and the students. I know that as a big organization, it's kind of hard to get word out to the students, especially because they're not going out and meeting with the students or being part of their classes or anything like that. So having that extra link probably helps them out a lot.
And when you come down, there's free coffee, tea, and hot cocoa, so make themselves at home and learn a little bit about how they can be supported.
Welcome back, Pointers. On Wednesday, February 5th, 46.8 million viewers tuned in as President Trump delivered his State of the Union address. The main points Trump gave in his speech were about the economy, the wall, and foreign policy. Near the beginning of the POTUS's speech, Trump stated that so far their administration has created 5.3 million jobs and that the economy has been the best it's been in a long time. Getting into more controversial ground, President Trump talked about the government shutdown and the wall. President Trump said, "Now, Republicans and Democrats must join forces again to confront an urgent national crisis. Congress has 10 days left to pass a bill that will fund our government, protect our homeland, and secure our very dangerous southern border." Later in his speech, President Trump talked about his relations with North Korea He will be meeting with Kim Jong-un in Vietnam on February 27th and 28th. Trump ended his speech with a call to choose greatness and come together as one nation. The full State of the Union address, along with the Democratic response, are both available online. That's all we have for you this week in Pointer Politics. I'm Erica Baker. Now back to Alex Strouf and Mckenna Rentmeester.
Thanks, EB. That's all we have for you this week in SPTV News. That's McKenna. I'm Alex.
Until next time, Stevens Point, have a great night.